What if they've been wrong about every single one of them? What if they're all walking around without the ability to speak, but brilliant, or at least cognitively normal? How many people are we talking about now? And how are they living their lives? And how have we missed this? And how long is it going to take us to admit we've missed this so we can help as many of them as possible?
It's a new adventure. That's basically what I always tell Aiden when we do this something new. I said, okay, we're on another adventure, because we've been on adventures before where we've tried different therapies and different treatments, and the two of us will kind of leave the rest of the family and go off and try these new adventures, I say to him. So far, we haven't seen a lot of results, but I'm always hopeful. I don't lose hope on that. And there is a time where it's like, okay, is any of this really going to help? Maybe I should just accept things the way that they are. But then, I don't know. I just don't see it that way. I've always thought that Aiden was going to find a way, that there's going to be something that he's going to do. It might not be the way in which I had hoped for or what I had originally expected, but I think he's going to find a way. All of it, you know, just what you really feel and what you like, what you think. You know, what are your philosophies? What's your favorite music? Yeah, it's like you guys, even on speakers, you guys are on the precipice of something really big, I think. Like a new frontier.
All right, what do you think? What do you think of these new letterboards? Go for it. G, keep going. G, Q, keep going, don't worry. R, and keep going, move your eyes. I see you moving. E, and eyes have to move around. G, R, E, what makes sense? What makes sense? G, R, E, keep your eyes. Ready? Look at me. Go. G, R, E. A. G, R, E, A. Great, great. L, and make it make sense. I, and look for it, look for it, look for it, look for it, look for it. F, and great life, what? I, and look for it, look for it, look for it, look for it. I, O, doesn't make too much sense, keep going. Hold on, great life. I, started I. So I have that I, keep going. Is, great life is, G. G, started G. G, and keep going. Make it make sense. G, GJ doesn't make sense. So G, great life is what? You got this, buddy. Trust yourself. I love that. Great life is, look at me for a second. Can you put your eyes up here? Thank you. Great life is, now look at the board, go. Oh, A, keep going. A and H and keep going. Keep going. E and move your eyes. Get that. A and move your eyes. Move your eyes. Move your eyes. D. Great life is ahead. Was my question. Cool. Okay.
Sorry. Just. No, I'm okay. Just he always looks at like he always gets concerned.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying not to. So, all right, Aiden. So we got some new letterboards, huh?
I believe you. I thought he was looking at the words and spelling them to you.
You can't see them at all.
I'm already astonished.
What we do is we take the movement out of the fine motor of the digits and put it in the gross motor of the arm because that's so much easier to control. And he took to it like a champ. I mean, he rarely, if he missed a letter, it was generally a one-off, or he was at the opposite end, and that's just kind of a starting at the wrong end. Plus, there's a really strong draw to go to that left side of the board because he's been taught all his life. Start left, go right. Speech is 100% motor. Language is 100% cognitive, and you can tell they're in two different areas of the brain. Speech is up here, language is down here. So just because the motor and the speech is affected does not mean the language is affected. So I didn't ask those questions for comprehension. I asked them to give him an opportunity to practice spelling so I could coach the motor of his spelling. There's never any doubt in my mind when someone walks into my room that they can and will spell for me, that they can and do want to learn.
Yes, I-W-A-N. I want to. T-E-L-L-M-Y. My. F-U-T-T-R. My future. S-E-L-F-T-O-N-E-V-E-R. G-I-V, go ahead, E-U-P-O on T-H, go ahead, E-O-T-H-E-R-N-O-N-S, go ahead, P, and then E, and then A, and then K, and then E, and then R, and then S. I want to tell my future self to never give up on the other non-speakers. I was really dark, dude. That was a really hard fall and winter, and I was starting to fray at the seams. really, about Jamie's future and just where is this all going. And I've been fighting cognitive dissonance ever. As you know, what you're presenting is an incredibly radical thought. It's a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to believe you. But it's a wonder I'm not on the ground weeping in the fetal position. I'm just going to go with the flow right now.
Yeah. It is pretty amazing. And sometimes I say, why would you believe this one crazy lady sitting here in front of you versus all the people you've heard? But there's a real logic to it if you back into it. All tests of cognition, of motor, of academics, language, cognition, academics, IQ, require motor. Yeah. Every single one.
No, I'm...
So you either have to speak it or you have to do it. Put the thing in the thing. Touch this, touch that. Give me the this, give me the that. But we never teach the motor. We do not teach the motor.
For some people, it's hard for them to believe that letterboarding is real. What would you say to those people?
Yes. Y-O-U. J-U-S, just, N-E-E, need, T-O-2, O, go ahead, P, and then E, and then N, and then Y, and then O, and then U, and then R, and then go ahead, E, Y, and then E, S. Yes, you just need to open your eyes.
The early research in autism focused on the cognitive disabilities, and that is mostly due to the researchers being psychologists or psychiatrists who focus primarily on the cognitive aspect. The assumption that individuals right from the get-go who have autism also have a cognitive disability is completely inaccurate. And the reason is because of what's called apraxia. And apraxia is an inability to perform on demand a specific movement, even though it is fully understood. Traditional assessments, neurological testing, academic testing, all focus on pointing, writing, or speaking, which all are motor skills. When we start to address the motor skills by practicing functional-based movements, purposeful movements, by practicing and coaching their body, they're then able, through neuroplasticity, to build those motor skills in order to be proficient in the things that they want to do. Is it an easy process? Absolutely not. Is it something that they're all of a sudden going to have perfect motor skills? Not necessarily. However, they're now going to be able to, one, communicate, two, ride a bike when they've never been able to ride a bike before. It takes some longer than others, but with that perseverance that most, if not all of them have, it won't be a problem.
If you're looking at autism through the lens of it's a social deficit model or it's a cognitive disability model, then you see what you believe. But if you actually understand it's not those things, it's a sensory motor processing challenge, suddenly you're like, oh, maybe what I'm asking right now is for you to do something purposefully with your body. That's the problem, right? That you need me to coach you through that, not that you don't understand what I asked you to do.
You hiding from us? You can't hide from us.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hard for you sometimes to understand where your hand is using the letterboard?
S-E-N-S-O-R, sensory, S-T-I-M-U, L-I, F-A-S, A-S-S-A-U-L, assault, sensory stimuli, assault. Keep going.
Okay.
M.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah. My, which one? G or B? B. Can we hold the pencil like that? Go ahead. I got the B. Keep going. O, D, move your eyes. Y, assault my body. Eyes. C, O, N, S. T, that makes sense. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. A, get it, get it, get it. N, T, L, constantly. Okay. Sensory stimuli assault my body constantly. T, H, E, S, E, these. Hold your pencil like that. These, B, R, U, S, H, E, S. These brushes, H and E and L and P, help, M and me. Go ahead. F and E and L, feel, M, my, feel my. In a second, finish the sentence. H, finish your sentence. A, stay here. And don't finish, wait, finish the word. I hate it when you leave the word. H-A-N.
Almost done.
N, D, S. Yeah. Assault. Sensory stimuli assault my body constantly. These brushes help me feel my hands. I would say growing up, I was the eternal optimist. In fact, I used to say my political party was possibilitarian. I'm like, I can just, whatever, anything's possible, really optimistic. And when Evan was diagnosed with autism, I totally just took it in stride. Like you just said, my kid has red hair and blue eyes. I'm like, okay. Like, so what do I do? What does that mean?
That's
Dad. Good job. There he is. I swim with Dad. I wasn't discouraged by it. I was thrown off. Like, this isn't what I was planning on doing. I didn't think I was going to raise a kid with special needs, but I also wanted to always be a special ed teacher. So it was sort of like in alignment with who I was. But when Trey was diagnosed a year later, it blew my mind. And I literally sat in the rocking chair in his nursery for 2 days, like almost catatonic.
Trey's playing what?
Trey's learning how to play Jenga. Wait, this one. Try this one. Oh, it's gonna fall. Do it again. Oh! Sorry. I just shut down. And I remember their dad finally coming in after a couple days, and he's like, Dawn Marie, I get it. I totally get it, but we need you. You can't do this. You have to snap out of this and come help me. And what was happening for me at that moment was just massive overwhelm. And I lost hope that I would ever be enough for them. It was a lot. I'd already spent a year helping Evan and saw how intense the level of intervention was to get just at that time moments of eye contact or minutes of his gut feeling okay. And I thought, wow, I'm working around the clock for this one kiddo, and now I've got 2 of them. How is this going to happen? So in that moment, I thought, we're screwed. This isn't going to go well. Then the universe has started opening up all these paths, and now I'm this practitioner, and now I'm helping all these other families. And I spent 3 years trying to teach Evan how to spell before I would introduce a letter board to him, because I thought he had to know how to spell in order to do it.
Yeah. Look. Look, stop tripping on a regular, and I promise to work in a flow better, yeah. This hunger in the game I learned that from Jennifer. Things stick even if you got your ready, yeah. Breaking on things that's so broken on the inside, and internalize every word I never meant right. Perception bent right, falling off the cliffside, but about the rip. know I've been nice. I've been tight, I'm a reckless Gemini. Probably die young if this rap biz never try. Somebody come get me, I brought it out with me. I gotta act this real in a whoa Vicky. 2 balls popping like it's so Ricky. Lil Pat got you coffee, Mr. Poe with me. I stay litty, I'm getting the straight fitty. Giving too much pity to those that don't feel me. Damn, look, send a fam to the DR. Bringing straight love, just showing who really we are. One day I'll do about 10 just for the PR. To blow across the globe just to see how I be on. I keep on, young Don, no Teflon. Double play, it's always down to leech on. Stop riding back and forth, seesaw. Knocking on doors, just know I got the key law. Talk big, come at angles. Yeah, young Sway, read the label. Blessed, straight from the manger. Glory to my God, bigger than the paper. You know where I stay, you know what I do. Flexing on them with the sweats, get comfortable. Don't flinch, just testing you. Faded out the park and I'm gone, Mr. Babe Ruth. Mr. Big Shot, you can get rocked, you can get popped. Mr. Tic Tac, finna blow, yeah, I'm pissed off. Out this neutron blast off. I've been assessing and never loving shit on my size. Never eating and never pleasing a humble pie. Starvation and motivation, a different lie. Maybe hungry and never settle for nothing lie. Look, if it ain't real, then it's...
All right, what do you want to tell me again? Yeah. I see A N T. I can't. I know this board's a little different. The stencils can't. W. G A I. I can't wait. T. Keep looking at the board. T and O and C and put your hand back. O and M and. I'll find it, buddy. B and A and C and K. I can't wait to come back. So I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on that quote, and if you could make a comment about the brain-body disconnect in advocacy for yourself or other non-speakers, what would that be? I might start from the top. You got this. Let's start from the top. Ready? Go. I and L and I and V and, get it? E and I lived. In S and I and L and E and N and C and I lived in silence. F and O and for. I lived in silence for. Go for it. A L all M all my I lived in silence for all my eyes on the board. Whichever one you want. L and I and F and life. U and N and T and I and until. L and A and S and T last. M and O and N and T and H until last month. I lived in silence for all my life until last month. Oop, no way. Reality. F and O and for. M. Y. S. E. L. F for myself. A. N. D and O. T. H. E. R. S and others. All right, let me read it. For myself and others. So I lived in silence for all my life until last month. Other than a finite number of my family members, most people thought I was dumb. I hated being talked to like I was a baby. Now I'm going to change the reality for myself and others. Well done. Well done. I heard you say that. That was so good too. You're amazing.
communication is everything. And without any real means for Cade to tell me anything, if he's hitting himself, why he's hitting himself. Is he hungry? Does he have a headache? Does he feel terrible? You know, is he constipated? Why are you doing that? Why are you upset? And unable to tell me anything. What does he want to eat? Do you like what we're doing? What do you want to do? I mean, his only real ability to communicate with me would be either to make noises, which were, are you happy about that or upset about that? Because sometimes it's hard to figure out if it's a happy or upset. So yeah, we had no real reliable form of communication, and we had to just basically guess for 20 years.
Cade, you've gone from the laminate.
Yeah, laminate.
Laminate.
Well, actually, first the stencil.
The stencil.
Stencil. To the laminate. To the keyboard.
I did.
He did. He went from all those.
I'm good at this and will become independent.
What do we need to do to help non-speakers?
I think knowing that we are intelligent and treating us with respect helps.
That's right. Why did it take my good friend from Portland to call me and say, hey, listen to this breakthrough miracle for our son? Why is it that these parents around the world are having to get to each other and tell each other? Why isn't science, why aren't they looking for how to really help our kids? You know, that's the thing that's the most upsetting. He could have done this years ago. He's told me that.
All I want is research to happen. It's not discredit. As a special educator, everything I do should be evidence-based, and it's not an evidence-based procedure. For an evidence-based procedure that we can do, you have to have 16 studies by like a peer-reviewed program, and they don't have that. Well, I think they need to be interested in anything. That's why we're innovative. And so we'll follow the research, see if it comes out. If it does, it's a game changer for kids.
Where are we going today?
Wiggling!
All right. Hey, Madison, where are we going today?
Madison,
you want to swing?
What are you doing today? Where's Madison going?
She wants to swing. Hey, Madison, what do you got there? Hey. Hey. Madison.
Marshmallows.
Madison. Hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
Hey. Want to say the camera? Did we go to the car wash today? Here, look at Daddy. Look at Daddy. Come on. Hi.
Hi.
You're really engrossed in those toadstools.
Do you go to a public school, or did you go to a public school? There's a couple people that we're going to interview where their schools wouldn't let them use a letterboard.
They didn't believe in letterboarding.
Ready?
Call me super reader.
A.
Crying.
R. O. U. N. D. Around. A. G. E. Age.
I can see you.
To around age 22. I. F and I and N and I and S and H E and D. I finished. P.
Try again. Bubbles.
Go ahead, baby. P U. Good.
Crying.
Keep going. You got it, G. B L I. I finished public. S.
No.
Get your eyes there. C and H and
Quiet.
O O. I finished public school.
He is
I
crying.
M and I and S S E D. I missed O U T. I missed out. O on.
Wing it.
R and E and A and real.
Where's Stella?
G and O O I. Keep going. Good. Real good. C and.
I'm sad.
Go ahead. C and O and N and T. E and T.
I am Mama.
Around age 22, I finished public school and missed out on real good content. Yeah. I'm going to guess some of your emotions right now are because of that experience too. But you can tell me if that's true or not. I could be projecting.
Go get in the bus. There you go. Hello. There we go. Madison, look at mommy. It's your first day of school. There's the kindergarten. There it is. Hey, Madison. You going to school today? Say yes. You're going to have fun, huh? Say hi.
But they don't have me. They don't even talk to me. They forgot all about me.
This is your class, and you had snack here.
Yeah, I like it when my mom remembers me.
Do you think you can say Miss Marner? No. Like,
I'm Miss Marner.
I'll get you so we can.
You say, hi, I'm Madison. This is Johnson. Remember Johnson from BB?
So how does that make you feel as a parent to realize that all these years she was in school and, you know, she was truly saddened?
Yeah, there's a famous quote, Charles Dickens, best of times, worst of times. And it was actually in the book Underestimated, which I parallels our experiences 100% as parents. It was wonderful. We're excited the first time you see it, first time you understand it. But then you start thinking about, oh my gosh, this poor, my child had to go through these experiences. Teachers who didn't understand, that thought she didn't have any abilities whatsoever, probably went through situations where maybe other young people teased her, were mean to her, and she had no way to be protected. Also, all the things that we did that were probably wrong when we should have been doing things to encourage her. So that's the downside. She recognizes it was there, and she recognizes, and she understands that people didn't understand. Most people just don't understand.
So, Maddie, thanks for being here once again. Why do you want to do the interview over?
I W A S I was E M B, keep going, A R R, good, A and S S E by, M, my, S and, C and, R and, I and, P and, T and, I and, N and, G by my scripting.
Do you have like a goal in life, a mission in life? What is your dream?
I'd, L, O, V, move your eyes, L-O-V, here, pull back, L-O-V, good job. I'd love, T, 2, go ahead, A, D, V, O, C, A, T, to advocate, F, O, 4, S, I know what you want, S, 2, find it. S2C, I, N, S, C, H, O, O, L, S. I'd love to advocate for S2C in schools.
And what needs to change?
T, E, B, A, C, H, E, R, teachers, N, E, need, T, 2, S, T, O, stop what? U, N, D, E, under, E, S, T, I, M, A, T, I, N, underestimating, A, U, T, I, S, T, great, I, C, S. Teachers need to stop underestimating autistics. And what about specifically, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And what about, mic drop, what about specifically like for unreliable speakers, right? You've talked about how your speech is not reliable. How would you suggest teachers not underestimate students like you? T, H, E, they, N, E, E, they need, T, O, 2, S, T, A, R, start, go ahead, P, R, E, S, U, M, I, N, go ahead, presuming, U, P, presuming up, A, keep going, G, go ahead, A, I, again, A, N, keep going, D, and, A, G, keep going, A, I, N. They need to start presuming up again and again.
It's hard to put into words the feelings that we have as a result of this small, seemingly small thing happening. And we're amazed that it hasn't happened before. What took it so long? I mean, it's not, I don't understand really in a way, because it's fairly simple and straightforward why we haven't had this solution before and why no one's figured it out. But now that we have it, it should be fully embraced by the school systems, by therapists everywhere. There should be research, academic literature focused strictly, specifically on this area to help promote it. Because I can guarantee you, parents, when they see this and they watch when they watch their children for the first time speak and articulate their thoughts and feelings and emotions, it's something else.
I would like to request one thing of you. Can you take a few seconds to take a quick intellectual snapshot mentally of this child? And you can raise your hands and feel free to be honest if you observe any one of these things. For example, do you see a child with a low IQ, a child with cognitive challenges, a child with learning disabilities, or even a child who should focus on learning functional life skills as opposed to academics? Any of these? No judgment, you can raise your hands. Okay. Some of you. And maybe some of you are shy and suspect that this is a trick question. Well, Sid does happen to be my son, so yes, sort of. I remember the day that I walked into my son, who was then all of 6, into his classroom, and I saw him passively strapped to a chair for no reason, just cause. How many of you think that this treatment has at least in part to do with an intrinsic lack of respect for the child? Assumption of intelligence brings respect, whether that intelligence is on display or not. I'm going to say that second phrase again, whether that intelligence is on display or not. Assumption of intelligence brings respect, and respect brings dignity. Go ahead and refer back to that snapshot you just took mentally. Reassess.
Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, right? Just the absence of science doesn't mean that it's not true. So, we might have to wait until the science comes out. When a child is communicating, you don't need the science. So, this is one of the cases where everybody keeps saying science. Science is stupid to wait for. I don't want the science. I want Sid to talk. I don't care. I'm a scientist. I don't care about the science. I know that Sid is talking. And like Sid says, if you don't believe it, go get a life.
Can you control your thoughts?
Okay, that's interesting. I'd like to know as well. I am, keep going. I am I think that was an M, but double check. Not an M, R. I'm a R. Go fix it. Okay, are you? Are you I? Keep moving. Are you D? Okay. D? Sit, look and go. Are you DDE? R? Rudder? And then what? L? E? S? S. Yes, okay. I'm a rudderless. S? H? I? Ship. I? In? T? H? In the? S? E? In the sea? O and? Look please. O F in the sea of? T? H? Keep moving. O? O-V? T-H-O? Keep moving. O-U? G and? H? Sea of thought. Done. I'm a rudderless ship in the sea of thought. I think we're paying too much attention to validate something that is working for thousands of kids. These are not 3 outliers that are trying to prove this to the world that, autistic kids that are non-speaking can communicate. This is magic. Thousands of kids are communicating. Are all the parents fools? Are we trying to live wishful thinking? No. So We're not in some mass hoax to deceive the whole country. I mean, what's anybody going to gain by this?
Vincent definitely puts extra pressure on himself to prove to people that these are his words. When he works in front of anyone, he becomes a perfectionist, that he has to do it without any mistakes, which we keep trying to teach him to relax. You know, everybody has a typo when they type. You know, everybody flubs up their words. Like I stumble on my words all the time. It's the same thing. He's such a free bird now because he keeps saying he was like in a cage, and he's really, truly dedicated to helping other non-speakers see you can do this, I can do this, we can do this, and we need to come together and show the world that we have a voice.
What is the best message that we can put out there for non-speakers?
I want them to have hope.
Why is hope important?
Really dark tunnels are illuminated.
So this is your message to the people that don't believe that you're typing your own words. What would your message be to those that have disbelief?
I think judgments are my fuel to persevere.
You can't unsee what you've seen with these spellers, and I believe that, you know, presuming competence is critical right off the bat. 5 years old, we should have all been presuming competence in our kids, and we should have been encouraging them, telling them we knew that they were in there. It's time to shift that whole paradigm. Like, we need to make a shift to say, start talking to your kids the way you would any other kid, right off the bat. So when I started to see the growth that Vincent was having with Spelling to Communicate and the depth of these conversations, I knew I needed to start sharing it with some of my friends who had kids that were similar to Vincent. And sometimes I get a little thought and I can't get it out of my head. And JB kept coming into my head. I just really had this drive to get his son Jamie to try what Vincent was doing. So I sent him a text and I'm like, hey, how are you? What are you doing?
It was confusing because she basically said, Vince has learned how to communicate, check this out. And then all of a sudden there's just these screenshots of this insanely complex language that purportedly her son is the one making these words. And so I'm literally in a state of confusion. What is going on? You know, and I literally sort of text back to her like, WTF question mark. Like, what the hell is going on? What are you talking about? And she starts sending me more screenshots of the things Vince has said. And this is like complex language that somebody in college or beyond would kind of make, right?
I was like, yep, that's Vincent. And I'm pretty sure Jamie could do the same. And I started to tell him about spelling to communicate. And he said, can I call you?
I walk into a private room. I hit my phone and I call her. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? She says, there's this communication method. It's called spelling to communicate. And Vince started doing it about 4 months ago. And we used to think that his most advanced words were, I want juice. And now you're seeing what he's writing.
And then we had a conversation. He went home. And then he gave me a video of his son to say, honey, this is Jamie. He's not going to be able to communicate like that. And he sent me the video, and I knew right then. I'm like, yep, he's going to do it.
Autism can take you as a parent to a really dark place. The future is really, really, really scary. And everything is different when your child can communicate. Everything is different. And I sometimes shudder to imagine where we would be as a family, where I would be as a person, where Jamie would be if we hadn't had the luck of having another parent reach out to us and encourage us to give this a try. I asked Jamie about Honey the other day, and he said, Honey saved my life. He understands the gravity of what gift her selflessness gave him. And I would say Honey didn't just save Jamie's life. Honey saved our family. Honey saved our family, really. You walk into the room to begin your first spelling to communicate session. The thing that really blew my mind was when Elizabeth Vossler turned to Jamie and she said, I know you can do this. I know how smart you are.
Yeah, and I already know you're smart. You don't have anything to prove to me, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to do something new, totally new, which may feel a little bit weird at first. Okay, so... I know.
I really think about that. I've even watched the videotape back. I don't think anybody has ever said that to Jamie before. So on the first day, I'm texting Lisa going, holy shit, he's spelling words. My mind is already blown. We get into the second day, and they're doing a lesson on plants. She asks him to spell carnivore. No problem, spells carnivore. Then she says, Jamie, spell the opposite of carnivore. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, in my head. She didn't say that word in the lesson, that word that is the opposite of carnivore. She didn't say that word. He spells herbivore perfectly. And I literally, it's on video, I go, excuse me, was that word in the lesson? And she's like, no, that's what we call prior knowledge. I think that was where I went from wanting to believe to going, okay, we're really on to something here.
When the text started to trickle in that like this is happening, like this is true for Jamie, it's happening, it's real. You know, you let out a little bit more hope, a little bit more hope. And then pretty soon, you know, I don't know what, I think it was probably that first week with Don Marie, like then we just let the floodgates go. It was such a magical time. I mean, it's so emotional. But I wouldn't trade it. I'd go back there even right now. Because it was the very beginning of believing that his whole life is going to change. You know, he's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. He's going to be fine.
The first time I saw Jamie using the letterboard was in a video sent to me at the start of my lacrosse season in 2020. It was right before like we had played a scrimmage. Usually I try to get like serious and get a little angry before, and I broke down in my locker room. I think it's the best thing that's ever happened to this family.
Find it. Up, 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 up. Good. L.
How have you seen the relationship change for Jamie's brother and sister now? It's obviously the whole dynamic of the family's changed.
There's so many, but one of them is just knowing that, yeah, your brother loves you and has loved you all this time. And it may not have felt like that. And I know that you did feel like that at times. You know, when he would get agitated or mad, it's scary sometimes to be around, especially for a younger sibling. And for our daughter, it was, you know, and I think she doubted if he loved her, even what he might have known about her. And Jamie is so loving. And so for her to get that feedback, like, you care about me, you know me, has just, I mean, opened up everything.
Yes, go ahead, A-M-E, I named M-Y-S-E-L, I named myself N-O-T-O-R-I-O-U-S-L-Y-S-T-R-O-N. I named myself Notoriously Strong, B-E-C-A-U-S, because I, H-A-V, have, A-L-W, go ahead, A-Y, always, B, and then E, and then E, and then N, and then A, and then F, and then I, and then G, and then H, and then T, and then E, and then R. I've always been a fighter. E, V, E, even. I, if, N, O, O, N, E, go ahead. K, and then N, and then E, and then W. Yes, I named myself notoriously strong because I have always been a fighter, even if no one knew.
I just want you to read this. The letter that Jamie wrote.
Oh, you bastard. All right. You ready? Dear Bibi, happy birthday. I love you. No words can make you understand how much I appreciate you. You have always believed in me and have never given up on me. You are a special grandpa, and I'm lucky to have you in my life. You've always been the one not to let my disability get in the way of loving me. You are a great person. You must know how much I love you. I hope you have a great birthday. Love, Jamie. That's a kid. That's him.
So when you got that letter, how was that?
Weepy. I mean, I just, I spent a lot of time with Jamie when we lived in Oregon. I drove him to school 2 or 3 times a week, pick him up. Spent a lot of time just, I tried to. But to realize that all that time, all that effort was appreciated was just, I just weepy.
How exciting is it now that you can communicate with your grandpa?
Yes, I-am-G-L-A. I'm glad, T-H-A, that, H-he, K-N-O-W, knows, W-H, who, I-A-M, B-E, F-O-R-E-D-I-E-S. I am glad that he knows who I am before he dies. You're a good man.
The East Coast, West Coast hip-hop rivalry was essentially a feud between Bad Boy Records and Death Row Records. Oakland-based rapper Tupac Shakur then kicked off the rivalry with Biggie by alleging that he and Puff Daddy were behind Tupac being robbed and shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio. Biggie's track, Who Shot Ya, was released soon after Tupac's attempted murder, although Bad Boy Records denied involvement and claimed the song was recorded months prior to the incident. Still, the hip-hop community interpreted it as a taunt at Tupac. What do you think? Check it out over here. Do you see that picture of Puff Daddy up there? Yeah, then you too. Do you see the picture of Puff Daddy? What adjective comes to mind? What do you think of when you look at that? Good. Ready? Go. Good. G-A. And get it. Come on. Yeah. G-R. Get it. Find your letter. And keep going. Enter. Gross. What do you think of when you look at that picture of Puff Daddy? Here, come up here so I can spell. Come on. What do you think of that? T and H and E, the G. Keep G, R, S, gross, P, A, R. The gross part is his, S, M, E, S, M, I. Keep going. R, his smirk, stay here, his smirk, W and H and I and L and while, P, L, A, N, N, I, N, while planning, what? Stay in your chair, you're doing great. T and U and P and A, C, yeah, while planning Tupac's, what, I or D, E, M, I, S, E. The gross part is his smirk while planning Tupac's demise. I and is E. Good. F, E. Keep going. Rise up.
My brother Evan is feeling anxious.
Yeah. How's that making you feel?
Yes.
Get it. And keep going, buddy. And, yep. And you're so sweet, Jamie.
Like the worst friend because I can't help him.
Yeah. It's not, you don't have to. He's getting better just by you being here.
Yeah.
Look at, he's pacing off the extra energy.
You got it. You're there. And then. Go ahead. You're good.
You are amazing, Evan.
I and O and U. O R. You are. You are. Good. J. A. M. James. You are James.
So, guys, I'm going to read this to you. The American Speech Language Hearing Association, ASHA, has reviewed the evidence for RPM and spelling to communicate and warned against their use. They conclude there is no evidence signs are actually doing the communication. Would you care to comment on that statement?
Yes.
I think they are delusional.
That's one of my favorite words. Can you put
Do you care to comment?
A G N keep your eyes on it. O S to diagnose. Diagnose. I. Keep going. I and T. Which is ironic because SLPs are the ones to diagnose it.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
You said it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Evan.
Why have non-speakers been forgotten by the world? We have no voice. I see how non-speakers suffer needlessly in silence. Communication is a basic human right. The world needs to change the way it sees non-speaking autism. It is a neuromotor disorder, not a cognitive one. I know something about shared achievements because I am affected by a form of autism that doesn't allow me to speak. My neuromotor issues also prevent me from tying my shoes or buttoning a shirt without assistance. I have typed this speech with one finger with a communication partner holding a keyboard. I am one of the lucky few non-speaking autistics who have been taught to type. That one critical intervention unlocked my mind from its silent cage, enabling me to communicate and to be educated, like my hero Helen Keller. I have struggled my whole life with not being heard or accepted. A story on the front page of our local newspaper reported how the principal at my high school told a staff member, "The retard can't be valedictorian." Yet today, here I stand. Each day, I choose to celebrate small victories, and today, I am celebrating a big victory with all of you. The freedom to choose our own way is our fundamental human right, and it is a right worth defending, not just for us, but for every human being. For me, I have a dream. Yes, just like Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. Communication for all. There are 31 million non-speakers with autism in the world who are locked in a silent cage. My life will be dedicated to relieving them from suffering in silence and to giving them voices to choose their own way. God gave you a voice. Use it. And know, the irony of a non-speaking autistic encouraging you to use your voice is not lost on me. Because if you can see the worth in me, then you can see the worth in everyone you meet. My fellow classmates, I leave you today with a quote from Alan Turing, who broke the Nazi encryption code to help win World War II. Sometimes it is the people no one imagines anything of who do the things no one can imagine. Be those people. Be the light. Fiat Lux. Thank you.
Gentlemen, the President of the United States and Mrs. Bush.
The blessings of liberty have been limited or even denied. And the Civil Rights Act of '64 took a bold step towards righting that wrong, but the stark fact remained that people with disabilities were still victims of segregation and discrimination. And today's legislation brings us closer to that day when no Americans will ever again be deprived of their basic guarantee of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
We must have our rights of effective communication as guaranteed in the Americans with Disabilities Act. We need all typers to join us in the battle for communication rights.
The provisions in Title II of the ADA say that people with communication disorders have the right to equal communication of their choosing in schools. So when a school says, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do that, it's just not true. It's the law. And so Elizabeth says, no more. It's got to stop. The most important thing that I did was to find Elizabeth a teacher who could teach her how to type. Because without being taught, non-speakers have a problem with initiation. That is the contribution I made, and now I've gotten out of the way because Elizabeth is taking the lead and teaching me what needs to happen in the mission so that every non-speaker can have a voice.
How do you feel about society trying to model autistics to look and act, quote unquote, normal?
Yeah.
The core issue that is wrong in ABA is exactly that. In really supportive worlds, a person is celebrated for their unique traits, not punished.
And keep going. Keep going. Nice. And get it. Nice job.
Yeah.
Should schools choose to really work with a student's strong suit, autistics will become tomorrow's innovators and leaders.
Find it. And then hit comma. Reach and go.
The average autistic child can read and do math by age 4, but can't show it. Imagine the difference we can make in the world if taught how we learn.
Good.
Excellent answer.
That's a...
Autism parents are going to push every boundary to help their child. They're not going to let whether something is emerging or not fully tested get in the way. The only people that autism parents really trust are other autism parents. So if something comes along, no matter what it is, if it's helping children, the word is going to get out. You think about how we got into this. I got a phone call from an autism parent, and I don't really care what anybody else has to say. I had an autism parent telling me that her son was now fluent on a letterboard and able to communicate with his family, and that their whole life had been changed and that every day was a joy. I think what's happening with Jamie on a letterboard is proof to me that we did get the whole thing wrong. It's proof to me that we've gotten the whole thing wrong, that we believe that this was a cognitive impairment in most of these kids, when in fact it's been a motor planning impairment the whole time. And that's actually really important, because if you know motor planning is the real issue, now you can really target your science. How do we rectify that? Is that something we do in the brain? Is that something we do with therapy? Is that something we do with nutrition? I don't know the answer to that, but by having a better idea of what the disability actually is so important. And that's why what's been discovered with these non-speakers is so critical, that people start to take this seriously, that they realize that maybe millions of children have been misunderstood and underestimated, and we start rectifying that as quickly as we can.
Let the revolution begin.
Let's go, y'all. Spellers, check. Yeah, know you gon' live it, child. Leaps and bounce to miles round. Spelling to create this sound, but they gon' hear you now and loud. Look, know they gon' hear you now. The doubts they seen is no longer fair. Know you gon' live it, child. Leaps and bounce to miles round. Spelling to create this sound, but they gon' hear you now and loud. Yeah, know they gon' hear you now. The doubts they seen is no longer fair. Been on this road too long to ever give up. Determination not complacent, they can never mirror. Expression through these letterboards can make it any clearer. No longer underestimated souls of this era. Look at these souls glisten, ready to prove fact from all that they thought was fiction. Life-changing missions and making sure teachers see the difference. Talking about some evidence when all you gotta watch and listen might have failed to mention that they have really closed the distance. Take a dip in, now they all been swimming. Just didn't care you missed it. Now this the revolution, miracle past the movement. They challenging you, prove them. Stigmas and things you boot them. Mountains to mountains you move them. Don't work and only tune in. Tell them open up their eyes. Hello, how you doing? Like the world is yours. Keep on with the pressure, applying it full core. Know you gon' live it, child. Leaps and bounce to miles round. Spelling to create this sound, but they gon' hear you now and loud. Look, know they gon' hear you now. They doubts they seen is no longer fair. Know you gon' live it, child. Leaps and bounce to miles round. Spelling to create this sound, but they gon' hear you now and loud. Yeah, know they gon' hear you now. The doubts they seen is no longer found. Up on your feet, standing strong, they cannot test. Came by the jungle with meeks, one is the peak, believe not a stretch. What do you seek? Talk is cheap, the world's neglect. Form the fiddle must preach, settle the ties and make it connect. I know the pain real, I'ma tell you that I hear you. Send for your closest ones, they're right now, they near you. And how you've turned around and made passion out of tribulations. Days that were overdraining, but it's a virtue, speak this thing of patience. Cause so long that you've been waiting to release this greatness. Held it in that bottle shaking, on the path you pacing. And do afraid if they be hating, on the path you making. And ain't no doubts and ain't no aching, on the trail you blazing. But make sure to spell them roses, maybe catch that fragrance. Cause the battle came with beauty, all through the stages. Leave it all up on the floor, all on the pavement. For the change you chasing, know you gon' live it, child. Leaps and bounce to miles round. Spelling to create this sound, but they gon' hear you now and loud. Look, know they gon' hear you now. The doubts they seen is no longer fair. Know you gon' live it, child. Leaps and bounce to miles round. Spelling to create this sound, but they gon' hear you now and loud. Yeah, know they gon' hear you now. The doubts they seen is no longer found. This one goes out to Cade, Evan, Trey, Madison, Aiden, Elizabeth, Vince, my boy Jamie, and other non-speakers worldwide that's been waiting to be heard. Sway.